Let's bring in Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for coming on. William makes a very good point. I mean, 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. But it's interesting to me. I want to put this CDC stat up on the screen. The CDC now saying fentanyl is the #1 cause of death for Americans age 18 to 45, surpassing suicide, COVID-19, and car accident-related deaths. The same people who want to get rid of every gun in this country, don't care if the borders are open, and tens of thousands of people are dying because of fentanyl overdoses. Your thoughts?
Well, this is far worse than any threat that they will talk to you about climate change or other violence in our society, because we've apprehended enough fentanyl crossing the Mexican border into Texas to kill just about every American. Mm-hmm. Every American. Our seizures, Trace, were up over 1,000% in 2021 to 2020, and we're ahead of that pace. This president, his policies have always ended up in killing Americans, whether it's his policy in Afghanistan, whether it's his policy on the border of people dying in a truck trying to get to this country, or the #1 killer of 18 to 45-year-olds, as you've just shown, in America to these drugs. And he does nothing about it. Some counties in Texas are ready to declare an invasion into their counties. If you Google Dan Patrick, you'll find out. I've been saying this for years, and I was criticized for saying this is an invasion of people, an invasion of drugs into our country. It's been going on for 30 years. The drugs have never been worse, Trace, coming to our country. And the president can clearly do something about it. He needs to tell China he will double the tariffs if they don't shut down the fentanyl labs in China, and he needs to tell Mexico he will stop imports of any products into this country until this stops. This must stop, and the president has that power.
But while you are speaking here on the right side of the screen, all we're showing are pounds and pounds and pounds and people making fentanyl and all this stuff. And you talk about what we capture. Yeah, we're capturing enough fentanyl to kill everybody in the United States 3 times over. What are we missing? Can you imagine how much fentanyl we are missing that is coming in every single day in this country?
Trace, you make the same point I've been making about the illegals coming into the country. We've apprehended about 30 million coming into America since the 1990s. That doesn't count the gotaways and the ones we are missing. We had 230-some thousand cross our border last month. That's only who we apprehended. So whether it's the drugs or whether it's the people, we are missing much more than we're catching, I can assure you. And the cartels are sending all of these people across the border. That's tying up our Border Patrol, which allows them to smuggle the drugs in elsewhere. Our border with Mexico, Trace, is more miles than from Atlanta to Maine. It's 1,174 miles from Atlanta to Portland, Maine. We have 1,254 miles with Mexico. It's a big border, and they need to secure this border. They need to close it. They need to quit lying to the American public that it's a secure border. It makes me ill every time I hear it, because they're just lying to people. We are being invaded, and if we're being invaded under the Constitution, I think that gives us the power to put hands on people and send them back. Put hands on people and send them back, but we got to shut down China and Mexico from the labs.
Lieutenant Governor, I got to go, but I want quickly your opinion on this whole Operation Lone Star thing, because I want to know what it's like for the state of Texas to have to do the federal government's job. And is this going to benefit, this declaration of an invasion? Will it benefit your state? Will it help you?
Well, since the United Nations has called this the worst border in the world, it should help us put hands on people and send them back. And look, Trace, we normally spend $400 million a year on the border, which is an extraordinary amount of money. This year, as president of the Senate, I allocated, and the governor signed off on $4 billion. We're spending $4 billion. That's a bigger budget than some states have in total. We have thousands of National Guard, 1,000 or hundreds of troopers and other law enforcement on the border. We're on it 24/7. We're doing the job that the federal government is not. Joe Biden has turned his back on this. And when I hear Mayorkas say this is about climate change, these people are a danger to America. Every American should be angry about this. This is the biggest danger we have to your family, to your teenager who orders some drug over line that he has no idea what's in that pill, and it's fentanyl, and it kills him. It's all on Biden.
Again and again, I have one going into the University of Alabama, one at the University of Alabama, and again, they and their friends are told everywhere, you cannot take anything because you have no idea what is in it. And every student across this country, every young person needs that same warning. You can't take anything because you have no idea where it came from or what's in it. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for coming on.
We're being attacked just as we were on Pearl Harbor. This is an attack on the American public. It's an attack on our young people. It's an attack on our border. And the president needs to stand up and fight back. And if he doesn't, then he needs to step down.
Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, thank you for coming on, sir. We very much appreciate it.